Okay. Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamescast, episode 329. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Tony Korkanakis, Mike Zanidi, and Corey Feinsod.
Hey guys.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm deflated after that. I was like, okay, let's get some excitement going here, but then I'm like, oh man, what an intro.
Blah. I got tongue twisted. It's happened a few times today. I'm not talking well yet. I got my voice back. I can breathe. I can move and function. I have no fever. I had the flu last week.
It's dangerous to drive at night.
Yeah. So my upgraded regalia is now good. Good headlights. As we'll get into, we have some Final Fantasy talk in this podcast, listeners and viewers, but welcome to 329. All right, let's get right into the gaming news so we can talk about some stuff that we've been up to, because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. PS4 Pro, which I have, is actually getting a Fallout 4 upgrade this next week, or I thought it was this week. It's coming out.
Soon.
What? How many gigs was it? Like 56 or something, just for that?
58 gig texture update.
58?
Yeah, textures.
Well, it's not just textures, but that's what the size is.
Well, one thing I do remember playing this game is that playing it like late last year, which was like a year after release, it looked a lot better than it did at release. So they worked on it consistently within the original PS4 hardware. So it probably can look a bit better if they like add a little whatever unknown amount of actual boost the PS Pro gives. But at this point, I've played the game as much as I really could. As I said, I played it for over a year, so I don't care anymore.
I think it's really more for the game of the year type of people that are going to be playing it for the first time now.
Perhaps.
Yeah. It's not. I'm not interested in it, and I never played through the first one all the way, the original Fallout 4. But I guess it's interesting. I'm glad they're patching it.
I'm surprised because like Fallout 3 was like all of your guys' is like games of the year.
Well, there wasn't anything really like that, similar to the scope of that on like a console.
Here's the problem I had with, like I said, with 4. 4 was just more. It's just 3. Like I played to death 3. Like I played all the expansions, and I was like, I don't want to play it again. I just don't.
It's 3 with a worse story and a better gunplay system.
I think that's about right. Yeah, the story just didn't bring me into it at all. Like,
you're not quite. There's not quite the urgency along with this story.
Yeah, not to mention, I don't know if you guys ever checked out that video.
Well, I mean, there should be actually, but it's just. I never got around to that video. I want to see it, but I've never.
I mean, I'm not saying watch the whole thing. It's fucking long, but the part I clicked on. So basically, there's a mod out there that. The thing is, whenever somebody asks you like a question, and you have your 4 different choices, because my biggest right with the game is like, oh, I'll select this choice. That sounds like something cool to say, and it's like it just would be something different. You're like,
it didn't say what you wanted it to say.
Right. So the thing, what we discovered is that Bethesda, to cut corners because that much voice is just expensive. This mod just says. It gives you the 4 options, but it literally spells out whatever the voice is going to say. So it's like,
which really fills it up. That's why they were trying to go shorthand, but they're assuming everyone like responds to context clues like as they do, which you won't. So everyone sort of interprets things differently.
Yeah,
so sometimes you end up saying the opposite of what you mean because they're writing it and they're assuming that shorthand what they're thinking, and it's not always going to jive.
Well, that's very telltale-ish, actually. I'm going to give Bethesda the same comparison, which sucks because Bethesda.
Mass Effect did it first, I thought.
Sure, well, I felt like that summed up a little.
But it also sort of marked which options would be more positive and more negative each time.
Well, I'm just saying, as far as having a written text not be what the actual character is.
And I don't even mind that in concept because you do fill up the screen with lots of text if you're going to write out what they're going to say exactly. But it needs to be kind of clear, like this is the sarcastic option, this is the agree option, this is the douchebag option.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I'm glad they're patching these games for the Pro. It's just like...
You just want it for games that you own.
Yeah, not only that, but like I mean, I do have most. What's funny is I buy most third-party games now on the Pro because it's the better version than the Xbox One version, so I might as well get it.
I'd hope so.
So it's done its job for me. I mean, but if you don't own the system, this means zip diddly squat to you. It doesn't. I don't know. It's just a very small audience apparently because not many people bought the Pro. So, is it worth their effort? Is it worth their time?
I guess we'll find out.
It's like Catch-22. You got to have the games to support it, and you got to have the people to make the games worth supporting.
So, we'll move into the Marvel Square partnership. They guys didn't talk about that last week, right? That was
announced.
That was after.
Yeah, after.
So
yeah.
I was just getting back to cohesive, like understanding what was going on that day. If you notice, I was actually responding to you guys. So yeah, Marvel and Square have announced they're doing a game, 2 games, multiple games. So we have an Avengers game that they've now teased with the trailer, and then I think today we were hearing rumors about Guardians, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a couple of things coming out. The company that made Deus Ex is not working on that game anymore for a while. The game is now on hiatus, so don't expect a sequel anytime soon. Mike?
Yeah. Well, like I said, it was like 7 years in between the last 2 games, so I didn't expect one soon.
This one didn't sell very well, and it's not hooked me. I've tried it.
You gotta get to the point where you upgrade your powers enough to like get around certain situations a little better.
But I don't have to have them. I just ran through the level.
Which level? The first?
Yeah.
It's the first level. It's not supposed to be hard.
All right. I don't know. I ran out of ammo and I couldn't use my powers because my energy was empty, so I just ran. And I got to the helicopter and I opened a helicopter thing and I pulled out the piece and that was it.
Did the guy survive?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't really been hooked. But anyways, so that game, don't expect a sequel for that anytime soon. I have heard, there was a rumor they were working on the next Tomb Raider game, though. Am I wrong? Like, I thought I read that on Gaff today.
They're still working on the new Tomb Raider game.
So that's not
As in who is in the Deus Ex people?
Yeah, that's what I read that as.
I don't know.
Wow. I would not think that they'd be doing
That's
Tomb Raider, but
that's what I read it as. They moved
yeah.
all that team
Eidos
into
does the Tomb Raider stuff,
So-
but well, whatever.
Yeah. So
well, it's Eidos Montreal, and then I thought it was Crystal Dynamics. Eidos was different. I thought they were separate.
there's
I
Eidos
don't know.
Montreal and there's Crystal Dynamics. You're right. So they are different, but this one is working on Tomb Raider. That's what I read. It's not been confirmed
So,
yet.
anyway, they're making an Avengers game, correct? And we got this weird, not too long, very vague trailer that has a very end of the world vibe to it.
So what are you guys thinking? Like RPG, action RPG with Avengers?
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I like it. I mean, I'm coming from a very interesting perspective here because I am literally playing through Marvel Ultimate Alliance right now. And I'm like, if they came out with a game like almost exactly like this, just updated, even if it doesn't even look much better than that one, I'd be fine with that. The problem is, the thing I love about Marvel Ultimate Alliance is that we've got the Avengers, but we also got the Fantastic Four and like 4 or 5 X-Men. You have Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Luke Cage.
You got a plethora of Marvel characters.
Yeah, and that's what makes that game really, to me, really good. Here, I don't see us getting more than like 4 or 5 people who are in most of the Avengers movies, just because of the current climate of the Marvel universe. So we'll see what they do. So can they carry with like 6-ish characters a game similar to that, or will it have to be more straightforward action game?
It's the same questions we have for Infinite. Marvel vs. Capcom. I mean, it's the same questions. Like, can you
I would think they'd expand their roster or just add a shitload of Capcom people, a little bit more than people who show up in those movies.
Also depends on the game that they're making. I mean,
like they can include. We know they could include the characters they have the rights to that are on Netflix.
Sure.
In there.
Well, not only that, but their most popular characters are like
Huh.
Wolverine. They're still most popular characters. You have the X-Men, characters. They're up there. I mean, I'm not saying they're at the top,
a big
but they
hit
are
in the last 10 years. A big hit.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see what they can bring. I'm happy we're getting games made. It kind of is the same announcement we got from EA and Star Wars. It's pretty cool that we have these franchises now. Disney's. Now that
it's a lot less actually, because I mean, Star Wars, you knew that they're making Battlefront, basically.
Yeah, but I mean,
this you don't know what they're making at all.
but you don't know much besides that for Star Wars. You just know one game. We don't know much about anything else being made right now for Star Wars.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's still more than we know about what we got here.
Yeah, it's true. One game. You're right. One game.
And we know that Visceral's making more than likely a Han Solo game.
Yeah.
But
we don't know. We don't know this yet. So
right. I'm saying like we know that they're making games. Like we have no idea what they're doing other than this Avengers trailer that came out, and now also we don't know anything else that's going to happen for another year.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't. That's the worst part about this announcement coming in January. They won't say anything until 2018 now. So, I don't know. I think it's good news that they're shopping this around. I'm actually happy that they closed down their Disney game studio because it was useless and making garbage. So I'm happy for this.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it's an interesting take just to see what a Japanese developer could do with a Western franchise. It hasn't been done.
Well, these developers are not Japanese. The two that they mentioned. Square is a Japanese publisher.
Well, true, but I mean, I would think their business decisions kind of.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying from what they've put out, like, not that it's. I just don't see much Japanese influence in the games. Like, I think we're gonna see more like the Tomb Raider, Deus Ex style game than like a.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they're gonna. One of the games has to chase like the Tomb Raider, Uncharted thing, exploration and whatnot. I don't know if that's like Hawkeye because of the bow, maybe Hawkeye and Black Widow. Sounds like. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned like a Black Widow game in Deus Ex style would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean that could be interesting. Like,
it could be cool to see a first-person kind of game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. So, all right. Let's get to the other bit of news. Unfortunate news, actually. I'm gonna try not to butcher the first name. Masaya Nakamura. Did I get it?
I think so.
Okay. Hey, I got a history of butchering names. I'm very happy I just didn't.
We know.
I try. So, unfortunately, founder of, Namco. I guess the father of Pac-Man, really, but founder of Namco, passed away at 91. So it's unfortunate news. He's kind of a big name in Japan, big name for the classic gamers. Unfortunately,
arcade games.
Yeah, it's arcade games, and unfortunately, Namco's not as prominent as they used to be in the scene. And, you kind of always wanted to see you want to see some of these companies make comebacks, but because they have such good franchises from the history from our early days.
I think of Namco, I think of Tekken, Soul Calibur, Ridge Racer, obviously Pac-Man, but more recently those three, and like I don't know, like I don't really care for them as much as I used to.
Well, right. I mean, the thing is, they're primarily still an arcade company, but the thing is, arcades aren't really that relevant anymore. So. What are you gonna? I mean, in fighting games, I think they went through that resurgence, after Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, for whatever reason, Tekken and Soul Calibur just don't grab audiences as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Personally, I love Soul Calibur.
Street Fighter.
Link was in Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Street Fighter crazies talk down any franchise that's not them. So there's no room for anyone else.
Yeah, the Tekken guys.
I like Soul Calibur. I'm a Street Fighter fan, and I like Soul Calibur.
I like Soul Calibur better than Tekken.
Yeah.
But the Tekken creator tweeted out that he was like, because he considered him like a father figure, and that he was like devastated.
Yeah, it's a big loss. I mean, the guy was 91, which is a pretty good age. He lived a good life. So, anyways, all right. Let's get into what we've been up to now. Good stuff, I guess. I hope. So, I know that certain three of us here, Final Fantasy has been kind of on the minds of Corey's and myself, and now Tony has joined the fray.
Finally.
So, Tony, kick us off.
Man, where do I begin? So, after I beat Doom, and the one night I was like, all right, finally getting to play Final Fantasy 15, and it's like, nope, 25 gigabyte install.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the night that Resident Evil 7 came out and everything like that. And so the PSN, I don't know, was my carrier or like PSN was just that slow. It's like, yeah, it's not happening tonight. I was like, fuck you. Like, so, chalk one up for another, like, yay, modern video games. Whatever.
Patch, yep. Yeah.
But, the game's really interesting. I like it a lot. It's fun, which is, to me, one of the most important things. It's kind of weird in the sense that I don't really care about the main character, Noctis, too much. He's kind of whatever.
No, I think he grows. I think he grows on you. I liked his character.
What is he like, Luke Skywalker?
Yeah,
not he hasn't really done anything. Like that's the thing is like so far in the game it's just like he goes and tries to get married and stuff interrupts him. It's like all right, sure, I'll just.
I think I think his character's fine. He is kind of a vanilla character in the beginning, but he has some cool stuff later on. I feel like I don't know. There's some cool stuff.
I mean, we'll see. I'm still in like the first third of the game, but and to his credit, he doesn't really have a lot of say in what's been going on and stuff. It's just all right, man. Like, sure, but
he does have that emo-y like kind of punk kid.
Yeah, pretty
feel
much.
Initially, but I mean that's the whole thing is it's his growing up as you play the game that kind of makes him interesting.
Right, and that's fine. I'm willing to let him, grow. I think the other characters around him, like your party members, are fairly interesting and probably more interesting than he is. What I think they did a really good job is just nailing the interaction between the four of them, or maybe two or three of them. Just it's kind of how like friends would talk to each other and stuff like that, and like
except listen, guys, we don't all jump around. I mean, that convertible. Does anybody fucking wear a seatbelt in that thing? And they're jumping all over the place.
I was gonna get because at some point, like, because most of the time I'm just like, fuck it, let Agnes drive. Like, I'm just gonna fucking do some shit on my phone or whatever.
You
and
gain
just, like,
XP and AP, and you just
exactly. It's like let that go. And at some point, I look up and Knox is like sitting on the back, like the rear of the car. I'm like, dude, like you could just die. You're like the prince, man. You can't be affording this shit. Like, so you guys are gonna lecture him about all this stupid shit and how he can't die, but you're not gonna make him wear a fucking seatbelt.
Yes.
Okay, sure. And God, it's like all right, whatever. It's a video game, but at the same time, I gotta say, like the car is actually, even when you are forced to manually drive it, it actually handles pretty well, better than I really would have thought.
Well, it's really kind of on a track.
It's on a rail.
It is, and that's what I was gonna say. It's on a track, but you know what? That's fine. I'd rather take that.
No, I think that makes it much more accessible.
Like, Mass Effect 1, Mako or Mako, whatever the hell. It's fucking was bullshit.
Yeah.
Combat system is really interesting. I think the warping adds a lot of combat dynamic.
There's some cool stuff that you kind of have to tinker with on that, because there's fall damage for him if you go too high. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, so there's warp points. You have to hold the triangle button to warp to like solid points that I had to start realizing, because when I was fighting these birds in a hunting mission once, and I was like, every time I'd go up there and I'd hit them, I'd fall down and I'd lose like all my life, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, I realized at that point that there's fall damage from that. So I'm like, okay, so I got to make sure I'm watching where I was, and then I got better at warping, because I'm like, oh wait, so I'm always looking for like the hanging point. There's a skill that you can get that when you hang, you gain like all your magic points back. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty amazing, actually. So I don't know. That's a cool aspect of it. I like that warping in the combat, but there's really minor things, like subtle things. The only thing I felt like didn't work was the summoning. I felt like I only did it once.
But I did it once because the game told me I had to.
Yeah.
As part of the story. It's like, all right, do this. I was like, okay, sure, whatever.
I used that a bunch.
It comes up. It comes up a few times, but like
every time it comes up, I used it.
Did you have to? Really? You have to press and hold L2 to cast?
You have to hold it.
That's not anywhere. It just says press, and I'm like, okay, so I've tapped it. And I'm like, what the hell? So
well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't say press or hold at all. It just pops up, and you're like, what do I do here? And then since
just press and held it.
Tapping doesn't work, I just held it.
Yeah. So I only used it once. But go on, Tony.
Game's fun. I could totally see, where like Corey got off the track and just like, yeah, I'm just doing side quests for everybody. It's like, it's so easy to just get so many quests. You're like, wait, what am I doing again? Like, why am I doing this? I don't even know. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm trying to save the world, and you're having me fucking deliver some mail? Like, fucking, do we not have like a mail system in place?
Well, that's the other thing. Like with the Regalia, you're like you're super tuning your car, like getting a supercharger.
Okay, yeah. Now here's the thing. Before you finish, I think we're going to the same place. So, minor spoiler. I don't really think this is a huge thing. It's not like a big story. Yeah, but at some point you got to rescue your car, and it's like a big deal. It's like we have to get our car back. I'm just like, wait a second. So you're on the run. You're trying to hide from the Empire, which has infiltrated the land, and you're trying to be like low key and stealthy and just not draw attention. but you want this super customized, like easily recognizable,
like the
decked
staple
out,
car,
pimped out, tricked out, one of a kind car. It's like, I don't follow the logic here.
Oh my gosh. That reminded me of I was playing Destiny with Apple, and he has a friend that's been playing Final Fantasy, and he just party chats, and he just like, oh my god, they made Final Fantasy for the black person stereotype word, and he's like, this is amazing. He's just like started posting pictures of like, I can pimp my shit out. It's hilarious.
Oh man. Yeah, no, it's I didn't realize you had to apply those upgrades with Cindy in like the first half of the game. So I was driving very slowly. I had them all done. They were just sitting there, and they're just like, they're free to install. Why don't they just auto do it when you complete the quest? Like, I understand the other upgrades, like the stupid cosmetic things you could do, but like, why not just do the upgrades from the quest immediately in the car? But whatever. So, pro tip for those just starting: upgrade your car from Cindy.
Yeah. Pro tip for those people starting: buy the Traveler Pack for 50 cents off the PlayStation Network.
Oh yeah, you're saving a shit ton of money.
Dude, it's so funny. You're like, oh man, I had to spend so much money here, and I'm like, yeah, I'm spending like half that, bro. I'm just like,
you can do like one hunt and have enough money to stay at that hotel. I had to do like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So.
But
you also want to bank it though too.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, you want to get past it. So I would do like 3 of them. That way I wouldn't be completely flat broke when I went to the hotel to stay.
Yeah.
But you would do that. But you mean bank the XP? Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, the hunts are fun and interesting, and like I said it before, but like honestly, like so much of this game's DNA, like I just am reminded of Xenoblade Chronicles, because I'm just like, okay, cool. That's it. I can see the inspiration there. Like, I mean, just like from the really small details, like getting items on the overworld, like the blue shiny thing, like straight up, that's Xenoblade. And this is what, like, this is like a minor but kind of major nitpick for me in the game. Why is the pickup button, like, hey, why do you have to pick it up? Like you ever wouldn't want to pick up an item off the fucking floor. But also, if you're going to make people press a button, why is it tied to the jump button? Because so many times...
That's the worst tie. I was going to complain about that too. Like, that is the worst thing. Like, it is frustrating to be, like, running through a place and, oh, there's an item. No, I'm jumping. Stop.
Yeah.
You're, like, yelling at the screen to stop.
But then, like, also when you jump, it triggers the pickup button again, because, like, you position yourself differently. So it triggers it, and then you're like, oh, shit, now I got to hit it again. But you're not actually doing that. So you just jump again, and you're, oh, fuck that shit.
Why didn't they make that the run button, the circle button, which was attack? But they could make
just
that pickup.
Give me the opportunity to hold it down and just pick everything up like that.
Or just automatically doing it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to automatically do it, just let me hold it and then do it. Because the other thing is they delay, because you can't display more than one little line at a time.
Oh, and
so
it's such a lag. It's such a lag with
when you pick something up.
Yeah.
So if you have those 3 little, ores that you pick up, the color ore or whatever, and you pick one up and then you try to pick up the other one, you're like, it's not picking up, and you just keep going, and then you start jumping because it's not there anymore. You just jumping, you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, is like Xenoblade Chronicles, like shit, just you automatically pick it up, you just run through it. Same thing too. It's like rare drops, red color. Same thing in Final Fantasy 16. I mean, just the huge monster aspect, like, and just being able to like see monster, like, yep, that's a pretty big level. Like, maybe I'll come back in 8 hours game time and fucking kill you, but. For now, I just got to like stay away from you.
There was a quest that I did for, try not to spoil things, trying to keep it, but like there was a quest I went into a dungeon for, like it was a major quest for my regalia, and I couldn't finish the dungeon. I did everything but the last boss because I couldn't. Like I was frustrated. I was like, like what happened was I went in there and I ran into something that took away like all of my supplies. I had nothing left. Wiped out. I went through all of my stuff, and then I went to go finish the dungeon. I got through all the other side rooms, nothing left. So I'm like really carefully fighting these beasts because I couldn't heal myself until outside of combat where it just regenerates. It took me forever because I couldn't find how to get to the regalia part, which was I guess earlier, and that was my own fault. But I got all the way through the dungeon except for the last section. I couldn't finish that boss though because I'm like I just didn't have the supplies.
You can buy. Like I don't know if you know, but. You can buy stuff from your car, just so you know, Tony.
Oh yeah,
it's a
yeah,
shop
I do know
as well.
Yeah, because I mean that's good because like there have been times where like, oh my god, like I don't want to go back to a fucking town right now. It's just so far away. Like
No, because like there's like
well, that's what happened for
some
me.
point you have like you meet somebody who needs a repair kit. I'm like, what the fuck is a repair kit? I've never seen that.
I never did.
And then I was like, oh, let me check my car, and then like, oh, I'll just buy it from here.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I didn't know you could do that. So I could have. Well, I didn't. If you leave the dungeons, do the monsters respawn?
Yeah, I believe
So I didn't want to go through all that again. I was like, I just didn't want to do that, so I never went back. I just like that was it. I'm like, you know what? This is a side dungeon. It would have been cool to actually finish a dungeon, like completely clean it out. But it's not happening. Now I'm going back and I'm finishing this story. But I don't know. I beat the game and I very much enjoyed this as like a nice.
What level were you at when you beat it?
50.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm at 22 right now, but I have enough XP where if I find, I don't know where the 3X hotel is, unless it's
in the
later on.
Later on.
Okay, because I'm about to, I think, maybe get to the later on section.
No,
I have to,
it's later than that.
Oh, later than that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just kind of like banking around. I'm like, can I get away with this? Because like I have like 20-something thousand XP saved up.
I think I was 29 and I was able to get to like 60.
Really?
What?
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was banking a lot.
Like, so
when I would do like 40, 50, or 60,000 XP from that double, like I would bank 30 and I would get 60. I thought that was a lot, but you're clearly banking more than I am.
I have 125 banked right now. I'm at 49.
What the fuck, dude?
49. What I want to do is I want to get to the point where the next time I stay in a hotel, I'm 99, level 99.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That's like my goal, but I don't think it's gonna happen because I think right now, at the pace I'm going, it's probably around 10 to 15 levels I'll get. So I want to, for a double, if I get a triple, then maybe I could get like 20 levels or something.
So I mean, that's the one thing that it seems that I can't prove it, but like it feels like you really don't get that much XP from like fighting monsters. It seems like if you want XP, you got to do the quest.
Yeah, the quests are the big stuff. Yeah,
So
because if you do hunts, you get gil, but you don't get a lot of XP.
The XP comes from I mean, you don't really get any XP from them for the turn the quest in.
No, but I mean the monster themselves. I mean, the only other way you can do that, Tony, is if you actually eat good XP food. And there's plenty of that out there. Like you can find food that boosts your XP by 50%, and then then it's worth doing in the hunts because you'll kill packs of monsters and you'll get like 5,000 XP per pack.
And then the other thing, nighttime, the XP is a little higher.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Then the other strategy I read, there was another one I was reading about and never tried, was using low level area to just level up your AP. So you have the warp strike AP kill you can get in your skills, and you can basically use the monster whistle to recall all those monsters again and just keep leveling up your AP to get more skills. There's another trick. I never tried it, but I heard it was like you do like a bunch of level 7s. You can just easily warp strike kill, and it gives you like 6 AP because there's 6 of them. And then you just keep rinsing and repeating. So that's another option for you.
Interesting. I mean, I don't think I'm at that point yet. I don't think the game's that hard that I.
No, I mean,
like
the thing was for me.
If you're for Chapter 8, you don't need to be higher than what you're at.
No. I mean, look, I finished the game at 50, but I had a lot of. I mean, when I had a lot of AP stuff. Like I had all AP boosters, so I had a lot of different skill sets. So that helps with my level 50. My level 50 was actually pretty well equipped though, because he was like.
I think like the end. I mean, I was level 49 when I beat it.
Yeah.
And I think that it's 48 is what the recommended light level is.
Yeah.
What? Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Did you say light level?
No, I just said the level.
I heard light level too.
You said light level.
No, definitely did not say light level, but it might have sounded
to run
like
that back.
You damn Destiny junkie.
The other thing that I'm confused about is like, and I've only had to pick this up through like context, but like sometimes when you lose health, like you also lose like permanent health. It seems like.
Yeah, so I don't understand how that worked myself, but you have to use elixirs to regenerate that.
So when you lose all of your health, it turns gray, and then that's when the actual health bar starts depleting.
Okay.
So you won't lose actual health if you never go into the mode where you can't do anything.
Okay.
Like if you lose all of your health, then it'll start depleting.
And elixirs are the only thing that restore that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because I was using elixirs. I was like,
elixirs and out of combat. Out of combat will start to regenerate afterwards, anyways.
Oh, really? Because
it's slow, but
it's very slow, but it will do.
Goes like.
Okay, because I was in a dungeon. I only had like 300 HP. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I don't think it does it in a dungeon though on its own. It doesn't go
maybe
past. Yeah, it doesn't go.
Dungeons. Yeah, dungeons won't. You're right.
It just fills up the whatever bar you had. So
That's fine.
Yeah.
The game, I've encountered some glitches too, and I'm unhappy about that.
Yeah, well, there's always. I mean, it's an open world.
It
One of
is.
the first
It
open
is.
world like Final Fantasy games, so it's like interesting to see,
Yeah.
but expected
Like,
glitches.
just minor nitpicks. I mean, overall, I'm enjoying it a lot. I've already plugged, I think, 15 hours into it. Like, that's literally all I did this weekend. Like, people are like, yo, you want to do something? Like, nah, Final Fantasy. I'm doing it. Like, yeah, I'm doing this shit, bro.
Cool.
Which is good because, you know, again, it's Final Fantasy is one of those staples of my childhood that, like, I think really petered off during the PS2 generation. I just had no interest in the PS3 generation. So it's like, to me, so far, it's a really good.
Well,
return to
all you
form.
got was 13 on that generation as well.
True. 3 games in the 13 series. But yeah, it's awesome. Looking forward to playing more of it. I had to fight the urge to play it before the podcast because, like, only got 30 minutes. That's not enough for anything. Like, I'm not even going to start it.
Like when I have mine, just like I just put it to sleep and I get like rest mode on PS4 and I just come right back in and just load it up without problems. There's no load times. Like, all right, this is nice.
I will have to say, like, the game does a really good job of not having too much load time, and the fast travel option is pretty cool too. Like, I like that. You know, obviously it's pretty standard for the Western RPG stuff, but seeing that in like an Eastern, you know, game, I think I forgot if I mentioned, but like Xenoblade had that. So again, I'm just like,
Yeah.
fist pumping. Yeah.
I'm psyched to play Xenoblade. I really am. Like, after hearing it's much like this, I'm more confident in Xenoblade 2. So.
Oh, dude, Xenoblade. I hope they release that on Virtual Console on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, or HD. Like, even if it was just HD asset, like nothing like remaster, just like HD assets. I'd probably play that through that game again.
All right. Anything else? That's
No.
it. Mike.
Oh, what?
Hi. You're on the podcast. What have you been up to?
So like I was saying, I haven't played a modern game at all this week. I finished X-Men Legends 2 on the GameCube, and then I jumped to Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the 360. So the shift here, first of all, that generational shift was pretty big, which I mentioned on Slack earlier, that we're never going to get a generational shift like that anymore, I don't think. But anyway, so game's really good too. It did actually simplify like the gear system a little bit, which I kind of don't like between those two games. And there's way less powers per each individual to choose from, so it's a lot simpler. And it's good, but I feel like leveling up means a little less now. Also, they keep the people you're not playing just a few levels behind you, which I do like. Because in X-Men Legends 2, they could fall like 12 levels behind. It was crazy if you weren't playing them. I missed a few characters, like, you know, X-Men Legends 2 had the villains on your team, so you had Magneto, Juggernaut. Those were cool. But overall, the cast is really great in this game. The exploration, there's so many secret characters you can get. You find action figures to get Daredevil and Black Panther. You find Blade in a claw machine, strangely enough. You find Doctor Strange now. And it's interesting to see all these characters now that I have a little more understanding of them. I have more understanding for like Daredevil, Black Panther, obviously Doctor Strange than I used to back when I played this the first time. So it's very interesting to sort of revisit the full Marvel universe. Like I said, Fantastic Four, at least 4 X-Men are in there.
You're talking to, well, at least 2 people on this podcast that spent hours upon hours playing that. I don't know, Corey, I'm not even talking about you, Corey. Were you there? Like, Tony and myself were at Buddha's playing that on 360. I don't know how many times, Ultimate Alliance.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he bought his Xbox for that game. I remember him buying his Xbox for Ultimate Alliance. So.
Yeah, no, and the simulator disc things, like the individual missions, I know they sort of borrow from the same like environments, but it's cool just to have a little more dialogue and like some challenges too. There's a lot to this game, and that's why I kind of am hoping that the new Marvel stuff somehow is similar to this. I don't think it will be, but I'm kind of hoping.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say, the camera sometimes forgets to move, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's an old game. I mean, there's there's so many things that I want to see them tweak if they make a third one. That's kind of why I'm more interested, because there's so like minor gripes that could have made that game like perfect. And so,
I would have to change that game, aside from obviously updating it a little bit just to be a modern game. I would like to see them go back to it being a little more depth to the leveling that they used to have and the gear. And also, I would just sort of, yeah. Actually, that's really it.
yeah.
There's not a whole lot else they can do. So playing through this again, I love it, and I guess I'm gonna play the next one just to see why it's so much worse once I get there.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you think.
Yeah,
about that.
I'm wondering too. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Ultimate Alliance, I played that with my brother a lot. Like that was nonstop. I went through it. As soon as we finished it, we played it again, I think. Mm-hmm. And then we were super excited for 2, and then we just got bored.
Yeah, that's what happened with 2 for me.
I'm very curious to see why, because when you think back to it, all of the like parts should still be there. So why does it stall?
I don't know.
So I don't
Different
know. We'll see.
I'm
gonna play it. I'm gonna get through it, but I'm not gonna rush.
If I remember right, it just doesn't have the charm. It just doesn't have that the soul of the game is not there. That's what I got.
No,
right.
That's what I thought. But now that I've played like 2.5 of these similar games in a row, and I'm not tired of it yet, I'm like,
yeah,
no,
that shouldn't
developer though. It's weird. It's definitely.
I know it's strange though. So we'll see.
All right.
So I'll get back to you on that in a week or two and see how that one goes.
All right.
That's been it though.
All right, Corey.
Other than Final Fantasy, like I said, I did beat that game, and it was weird. Is I had a glitch with it where I got to a point, the cutscene, and it started going like all it's weird on me. I'm like, oh, this is weird effect, like staticky, and then it just shut off and the game crashed. I was like, oh, fuck, okay. And then I loaded back in.
Yeah, I never had a glitch. I never had a problem with it crashing on me.
Yeah, but when I loaded back in, I was probably an hour behind because the autosave did not work. The autosave was from before, which it says saving after a certain point.
Yeah,
I saw it. Yeah. I remember, and they were both on. Yeah, so I actually had a save that I did manually that was a little closer, so I was about 45 minutes behind where I was. So I had to do that 45 minutes again. But it was still fun. I mean, I actually did it faster because I knew what to expect this time.
Yeah.
But I'm having a lot of fun with that, and like I do like. I really, I mean, like you said, we talked about it. Like it's great. It's a great game. But the other thing that's new that I played was the For Honor beta.
Oh, nice.
On Xbox.
How is that? I've been like, okay, I'm not expecting good things, but I'm hoping it's fun.
Which I think it's a gorgeous game. It looks really good.
Really?
All the enemies on screen and stuff at the same time, like, don't take away from that at all. But I just think that I don't know who's gonna play this game.
Yeah.
I don't know who it's for. So it's like.
Is it like Dynasty Warriors, or is it like, what is it?
It's kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but it's more involving, I think. It's very simplistic. You have your 3 factions: Vikings, Knights, and Samurai, and then they each have their own special. Like, they all kind of are the same, but then they each have their special character class that's a little different, I would say. So they all have a slightly different play style to them. But it's very simplistic, and it's just maybe because you don't have much time in the game. Like, I haven't played that much, but like, you basically have a heavy attack and a quick attack, and then you have your blocking. And when you fight another like enemy hero character, it's a lot of just rock, paper, scissors, and just waiting for them to make a move so that you can make a move. But when you're fighting the ads, you just plowing through them. So that, in that sense, it's like Dynasty Warriors, but there's no rhyme or reason to why you do good or bad, it feels like right now. So that's the only other problem. Like, I don't know if there's like a skill level that I need to like pass or get to a point in that I actually feel like I know what I'm doing enough to actually know why I'm winning. Sometimes I was like winning because I was just winning, and other times I was losing and without understanding why. So it just doesn't do a very good job of really explaining that to you. And I don't know if there's like going to be a meaty single player that's really going to push this game forward. Like it seems
that's what I was wondering too.
On multiplayer, it seems like there's a pretty neat cinematic. Like the story, the opening cinematic's pretty interesting, but from what I heard, the campaign was tacked on and was only put in because people wanted it, and so it's linked to the game. So it's more just multiplayer scenarios with a brief storyline, from what I understand. So I don't know, but as far as what the game's doing, I like it. It's just I don't see it really finding a place in today's, crowded gaming.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, when's that coming out?
A couple months or a month, something like that. I want to say it's soon because this was the last beta one that they have, but I don't know when it's coming. Also, it's peer-to-peer and not dedicated servers. So that's another problem.
I just saw that Mass Effect was going that way, but they did that in the third one, right?
What?
Andromeda is going to be peer-to-peer. It's not going to be dedicated servers.
Well, but that's like it's a co-op game.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you're not really fighting an enemy. Like you're not fighting each other. This is like you're connecting someone, and they're going to have a better connection than you. So then, your actions might not,
needed dedicated servers. Yeah, gotcha. Make everybody on the same playing field. All right. So I've been home, so I've been able to play a couple more games than just Final Fantasy. I finished that on late Wednesday night or something like that somehow. I bought a new TV, has HDR, so I got to see that game in HDR in its glory of bright colors and nice particle effects. And it really does look amazing. Let's not talk. I'm not even talking about 4K gaming because we can get into that debate constantly. I couldn't tell much of a resolution difference, but I could tell the HDR effect. That you can see. That is noticeable. Anybody will pick it up if they go and see it. There's no chance you'll miss it. What I'd like to do is, I don't know if you guys are coming over for the Super Bowl, but if you guys are all coming, we'll take a look at it and you can see the HDR effect in that. The one gripe I do have is that the PS4 Pro is very glitchy with HDR. It requires me to turn off my TV on occasion and then turn it back on to get the HDR effect to kick in. And I would think that maybe it was the TV itself with the firmware, because it's this system is pretty new, but it's not, because the Xbox One is extremely great at it. I've been using the Xbox One now because I realized that the Netflix app runs in HDR, and the Hulu app switches over, and then the games themselves auto switch, and it's just an easier. I don't have to worry about turning my TV off and on again. So the Xbox One's set up a little better.
I know we talked about this in a lot before, but there's different standards of HDR?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but both of them use HDR10. Both of them use HDR10.
That's why I don't know what the PS4 versus Xbox were using.
No, they're both using the same standard for gaming, and Netflix. But Dolby Vision is the one that this TV also supports, which is from Dolby. You need to have your own processor dedicated to do the HDR, which means it can be brighter. Those UHDs some of them support Dolby Vision, which Batman, believe it or not, the UHD doesn't. But the Voodoo app on the Xbox running the stream supports Dolby Vision, which is weird.
I heard Harry Potter's coming out in HDR support.
Oh, that's cool. I heard Pacific Rim looks amazing, and I do want to double dip into that now. That I do have it on Blu-ray, but I heard it looks fantastic in Dolby Vision, so I want to check that out. So I got to play Final Fantasy that way, finish the game. Again, we've talked about that to death on here so far. I won't continue with that. I played Forza Horizon 3 because that's also in HDR. Wow, the game is fantastic. I really am enjoying Forza. Forza is it's an open world Forza, so you can kind of drive around and just go on the courses, and you try to expand your festival so you can get more fans, and you do crazy stunts and races and unlock cars. It's pretty mindless, and actually was really good this week for me, who just, you just kind of, after you finish a game like Final Fantasy, I didn't want to just jump right into something and get into a deep game, which is why I think Deus Ex is something I may hold off a little longer on, because I'm enjoying Forza. The other game I jumped into also is the Telltale Batman, which I never played and I own, so I thought, well, let's open this up and get into it. Mike, did you play that?
I did, but I didn't get to the last episode or two yet.
Oh, I just finished the first two. I
did that much.
Yeah, the second episode was kind of short. But I like the detective aspect of it, to link the stuff together to make the crime.
That is like pretty much the only new feature the game has.
I mean, it is like the best video game version of Bruce Wayne we've had.
There's a lot of Bruce Wayne in this, and it does sort of shift more importance to him than you normally get.
Yeah, you get to pick. If you want to be Batman or Bruce Wayne in one sequence, and like I feel like I like the idea for his car. How he has is it a Lamborghini or Ferrari that transforms? But I don't like the liberties they took with the story.
Well, the only thing about that is they have to like make it like where everyone's supposed to be. You know how everyone is supposed to be. So if they stick with, I don't know because I didn't finish it, the revelation that maybe like his parents kind of suck.
Yeah.
that would be an interesting take. Like I wouldn't mind it too much.
But it's like it's been ingrained in every version of Batman we've ever seen. So this is the first time they've done that, where it's like they weren't.
One of my coworkers is a huge Batman fan, and he said he really likes the fact that they changed it up.
Well, this
is a drastic change. Like this is like a complete opposite of
that's what he liked about it.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the driving tension of the whole story to me. Is like, is it true
real?
that are they going to go through with it? Are they really going to make his parents suck?
Yeah, I do want to find that out. You're right. That is the driving aspect. But I do like playing as Batman and responding as like the two egos, like the alter egos. Like you have Bruce Wayne's responses. When I do him more as the what we've seen on the animated the animated series style, and then Batman. The Batman is I was a little brutal in some things, and I'm like I think Batman would have done this in this sequence, but it's kind of up to your interpretation. So
did you murder anybody?
I broke somebody's arm.
Did you murder?
You didn't go far enough.
No, I
think you could.
I had an option. You had an option. You had an option
to,
and I did not do it. So that's not who Batman is. We know this. I know.
It's the first iteration.
I know. Batman, we know that this is his early Batman. So, all right. So I think that's all I'm really been up to game wise. Deus Ex I played a very little bit of. I'm not going to give an opinion on it since I don't have enough played. So. All right. I think it's going to wrap up the episode, though. Anybody got anything else? Good? All right.
Bow on it.
That's the end of this.
For Honor comes out February 14th, by the way.
It's very soon.
Yeah.
Did you say like months?
I thought so.
Months.
Weeks. It's not. It's weeks.
The Horizon,
all of 2 weeks.
Horizon did have a gameplay demo today, which I watched, by the way, and I didn't think it looked that bad. I thought it looked pretty good. Like
I said, in Slack, you were saying like everybody's shitting on this game. I'm
going over what I was reading. Like on Reddit, that whole thread, the guys were like listing all their complaints, and there was people attacking it, and some of the responses on the YouTube video were like, "This game looks pretty."
Yeah,
good.
I understand.
But I thought it looked pretty good.
People,
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
it's fine.
anyways,
I really like the settings. So.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna wrap up episode 329. Listeners and viewers, thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week. We'll have a podcast coming at you, both movies and games. Write us podcast at allicangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allicangeek. Like us on Facebook. We want to hear from you because I want to get some topics to talk about. We'll do episodes dedicated. Maybe we'll do a bonus round. If we can't get to it, we'll dedicate a bonus round to a topic nowadays as we have come into our own about talking about whatever. Bonus rounds
We're basically a month away from Switch also, which is
and we are a month away, which is pretty cool.
Coming up.
So, all right,
quick.
It's gonna wrap. Yeah, I can't wait to do that. We'll definitely have some good opinions on that coming in. So, it's gonna wrap it up, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.